Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to learn about polynomial, chapter 2, grade 10. We are also going to focus about geometrical meaning of the zeros of the polynomial, relationship between zeros and the coefficients of a polynomial, and there are some questions for your practice time. The basics of the polynomial, which I have given in the previous video, Introduction to Polynomial grade 9, is already there. The link is given in the description. You can just go and check that video also if you want to learn about the basics of the polynomial. So here we go. The first concept which we are going to discuss about is zeros of a linear polynomial. Now, as you already know, if k is the zero of the polynomial px equal to ax plus b, then pk is equal to ak plus b is going to be equal to 0. So here if you solve this linear polynomial, it is going to be, the k is going to be minus b by a. So if you look at it carefully, you can see here that the zero of linear polynomial is actually minus b by a, which is also minus the coefficient term in the linear polynomial divided by coefficient of x, which is over here. So coefficient of x is a here and the coefficient term is b here. So you can see a clear relationship between zeros of the linear polynomial and the zeros. Now, so there is a question. Are the zeros of a quadratic polynomial also related to its coefficients? So that we are going to see. Now here we are starting with geometrical meaning of zeros of a linear polynomial. So for that we have to see that what kind of relationship it has. We have to see the graph of the polynomials. Now here an example is being taken, which is graph of y equal to 2x plus 3. So if you draw the graph of this, it will come out like this, which is being given over here. So if you see the line of y equal to 2x plus 3 is over here, and you can see that this line is intersecting the x-axis at this point, which is minus 3 by 2 and 0, which is almost in between minus 1 and minus 2. So at the value of x equal to minus 3 by 2, which is the zero of the polynomial y is equal to 2x plus 3. So understood that the zero of the polynomial 2x plus 3 is actually the x coordinate of the point where the graph of y equal to 2x plus 3 intersects the x-axis. Hence, the linear polynomial ax plus b has exactly one zero, which is minus b by a 0. Now we are moving ahead to quadratic polynomial. So we are taking an example of y equal to x square minus 3x minus 4, and we are going to draw the graph of it by using the table method. So here if you see at the shape of the graph, it is a parabola, right? Now you can see that this parabola is intersecting the x-axis at two distinct points. One is minus 1, 0 and another is 4, 0. So these are called zeros of the polynomial y equal to x square minus 3x minus 4. So for any quadratic polynomial, ax square plus bx plus c, where a has to be non-equal to 0, the graph of the corresponding equation has one of the two parabolas. Please remember, either it will be open upwards or open downwards. But for quadratic polynomial, it has to be a parabola. The zeros of this particular quadratic polynomial are minus 1 and 0, as it is shown in the graph also, which are the x coordinate of the point where the graph intersects the x-axis. Now we are going to discuss the different cases of zeros in quadratic polynomial. So the first case we are going to take is the case of two zeros, that the graph is intersecting the x-axis at two distinct points. One you can see here and one is you can see here, a and a dash. Now this is a parabola which is open downward, and this is a parabola which is open upward. So in both the cases you can see the graph is intersecting the x-axis at two distinct points. Now the next case is where only one zero is there. What is the meaning 1, 0? That the graph is intersecting the x-axis at one particular point, which is shown here as A, for open downward as well as for open upward. Now this is a case of no zero. No zero means if you can see over here in this graph, the graph is not intersecting the x-axis at all. So it is either above x-axis or below x-axis, but not intersecting the x-axis at all. Now we are taking the next case, which is a cubic polynomial. So a cubic polynomial y equal to x cube minus 4x we are taking, and if you look at this graph, you can see here that it is intersecting the x-axis at minus 2, 0, 0, 0 and 2, 0. So it is intersecting the x-axis at 3 distinct points. So here also, what is the geometrical meaning for a cubic polynomial? That the zeros of the cubic polynomial y equal to x cube minus 4x are minus 2, 0 and 2, which are the x coordinate of the points where the graph intersects x-axis. Now we are going to see the geometrical meanings of zeros of any kind of polynomial. So in general, given a polynomial px of degree n, the graph of yx equal to px intersects the x-axis at most n points. Hence, a polynomial px of degree n has at most n zeros. So the number of zeros of any polynomial is actually, it is dependent upon the degree of the polynomial. We have seen that in case of quadratic polynomial that it could have either 0 zeros, 1 0 or 2 zeros, but not more than 2 zeros in case of quadratic polynomial. Similarly, not more than 3 zeros in case of cubic polynomial. The relationship between zeros and coefficients of a quadratic polynomial. So as we have seen that in case of linear polynomial, the zero was actually related to the coefficients of the basic terms. So here we are going to see one more quadratic polynomial, which is 2x square minus 8x plus 6. If it has two zeros, which are 1 and 3, so we can see here that sum of zeros is equal to 1 plus 3, which is equal to 4, and 4 can also be written as minus 8 by 2. So if you see minus 8 is the coefficient of term x, and so it is going to be coefficient of x divided by coefficient of x square. Coefficient of x square here is 2. And if we find the product of zeros, which is equal to 1 into 3, 3, which can also be written as 6 by 2. So if you look at carefully, the 6 is coefficient term and 2 is the coefficient of x square. So here if we want to find out the sum of zeros and the product of zeros without knowing the zeros actually, we can just look at the equation and we can find out what is the sum of the zeros and what is the product of zeros. Now this is going to help you in solving so many questions in grade 10 where you are given the equation and you are being told to find out the sum of zeros or product of zeros. Or maybe you are simply given the roots and you can make the equation also by finding sum of zeros and product of zeros, because it is actually related to the coefficients. So what is the basic relationship? So we are saying that if alpha and beta are the zeros of the quadratic polynomial, px equal to ax square plus bx plus c, where a has to be non-zero, then as you know, if alpha beta are the roots, x minus alpha and x minus beta are the factors. This we have discussed in grade 9 also. So if we are going to write the standard polynomial to the quadratic polynomial as this way, k into x minus alpha into x minus beta. So if we solve it, we are getting it that kx square minus k alpha plus beta x plus k alpha beta. So on comparing this equation, the standard polynomial, and this one, we understand that alpha plus beta, which is sum of the roots, is equal to minus b by a, and alpha beta, the product of the roots, is c by a. So here it is very, very important formula which you are going to use in solving the equations. Now we are going to extend it to cubic polynomial. So again, if alpha, beta and gamma are the zeros of the cubic polynomial, px equal to ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, where a is non-zero, then if you have three roots, so it is alpha plus beta plus gamma equal to minus b by a, alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is c by a, and alpha beta gamma is minus d by a. So these are taken as rules, the laws to solve all these questions of cubic polynomial also. Now here is some practice time. Here I have given three questions which are related to today's topic. So you can solve them independently. and you can send your answers in the comments to me to check it. Thank you for watching it. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe my channel, and please send me in comments what are the other topics which you would want me to explain it to you for my upcoming videos. Thank you so much. Bye bye.